All right, guys, I want to talk about macronutrient combinations now. Okay, and I'm going to be doing this from the point of view of the diets that I use, okay, and the diets that I teach, which are all low-ish carbs, okay? So let me just go ahead and jump in. First of all, with protein, okay, I truly do believe that you need to be consuming protein periodically through the day. Okay, when I was a kid, people talked about how you had to have 6 meals a day, you had to stay in a positive nitrogen balance, which basically means your body has protein available, okay, to build muscle, and that's the best way to build muscle, okay? That was science back in the day, not bro science. These days, everybody says it's bro science because there have been studies that proved, quote, that there's no difference between eating 1 meal a day and eating, 6 meals a day. It's just the total amount of total amount of calories you take in. Now, the problem is this, okay? First of all, there are other reasons for taking in protein in several meals and increasing your meal frequency, which I'm going to get to in a second. But another problem with that is none of these studies proving, as they say, proving that meal frequency has no effect on protein absorption or muscle building or muscle sparing during a diet. None of these have really been done on people who are hard training or hard dieting. There's only one study that I have ever heard of that was done on hard training athletes, and what it was a bunch of Japanese boxers who were on a 1,200 calorie diet, cutting weight for a competition. Okay, losing weight to get into the weight class for the competition. And half of them ate 6 meals a day, half of them ate 2 meals a day. And in that one study that actually studied athletes, okay, on extreme diets, the ones that ate 6 meals a day preserved more muscle than the ones that ate twice a day. They all lost the same amount of mass, the same amount of weight on the scale, but the ones who ate 6 meals a day had a higher percentage of fat that they lost and a lower percentage of muscle that they lost than the ones that ate twice a day. Okay, so court's certainly still out on this. Okay, it's not a done deal. Number one. Number two, let's go ahead and talk about something else here. Let's talk about the fact that, when you're just eating protein, okay, in terms of combining macronutrients. Let's say you're not combining macronutrients at all, okay? Let's say you're just eating clean protein, like a clean chicken breast, okay? You're going to get hungry, okay, if you eat with long pauses in between. If you don't eat small meals, okay, frequently, you're going to get hungry, and that's going to cause a lot of people to go off their diet, a lot of people to binge. You're going to have problems with your mood, you're going to have problems with your energy levels, and I also believe, like I said, that if you do not take in protein regularly, that you're going to have the problems of having, not having a positive nitrogen balance, like I said. So that's, like I said, if you're going to go on, let's say, my pure protein diet, okay, you have all kinds of people where I say, you should eat 6 meals a day every 3 hours when you're on my pure protein diet, which basically consists of getting your body fat adapted. Your body's burning fat, both dietary fat and body fat. Then if you reduce the amount of dietary fat you're taking, okay, you eat less fat, that means your body has to burn more body fat at a quicker rate to get the energy it needs, okay? It's a very effective diet, but it has you eating, like, I might eat, let's say, 6 meals a day. 3 of them might be chicken and almonds, 3 of them might be just chicken. No almonds, okay? Almonds being for a little bit of fat. The problem is when you do that, like I said, if you don't eat frequently, you're gonna have low energy in between, you're gonna have a bad mood in between, you're gonna get hungry in between, and like I said, I think you're probably gonna lose more muscle if you don't eat often enough, okay? So that's one thing you've got going on. If you were to combine protein and fat, the fat will slow down the digestion of the protein. And that has a couple of effects. Now, first of all, because it's slowing down the digestion, it's keeping your hunger satiated longer, okay? So if you eat a chicken breast, or if you eat, let's say an omelet, okay, or steak and eggs fried in butter, the high-fat meal will keep your hunger satiated, your energy levels up, will keep protein in your stomach, okay, so, a positive nitrogen balance. Everything, will happen for longer because the fat slows down the digestion of the protein. Whereas, like I say, if you're just taking in protein, it's going to be digested a lot faster, okay? So you could eat less often if you're taking in fat and protein than if you're just taking in protein, okay? Now let's talk about combining carbohydrates with fat and protein. I'm a low carb kind of guy. Okay, I think most people do great on zero carbs, except somebody who's very intensely training, a very intensely training athlete. And I don't want to insult anybody because I know people are like, well, I train pretty hard, or I train pretty intensely. It's like, yeah, I understand that you lift weights really hard and really intensely, and that's great. But the fact of the matter is, intensely training athlete is somebody who's doing sprints. You know, sprints 100 meters as fast as he can, walks back, and the moment he gets back, he sprints as fast as he can again. Sprinting hills, sprinting stairs, doing jump rope intervals, you know, just killing it for a minute, 15-second break, killing it for a minute, 15-second break. You know, hitting the pads, whether you're a boxer or a kickboxer, as hard and as fast as you can for a few seconds, taking a few seconds break, as hard, as fast as you can for a few seconds, few-second break. That is training intensely. And that, you know, as much as I love fat and as much as I hate carbohydrates, carbohydrates are a better energy source if you're that kind of a hard training athlete. So it does make sense, even if you're on a keto diet, if you're training like that, to take in some carbs around your intense training workouts. And that's why they call it a targeted ketogenic diet, because it's a keto diet, but you're targeting your carbohydrate consumption around your workouts. Now, the thing about this is, if you're going to be taking in carbohydrates, it makes no sense to take in fat. Okay, because the idea is you want to be burning fat for fuel, unless it's right before a workout where you're going to be intensely exercising, in which case you want to get in some carbohydrates that will go directly into your muscles. Okay, so aside from the fact that you have to take this in liquid form so that you digest this as quickly as possible, aside from the fact that you have to take in a certain type of carbohydrate so it goes directly to your muscle and fills your muscle glycogen, not your liver glycogen, another thing you want to do is not take in any fat, because if you took fat in with these carbohydrates, what would happen is the fat would slow the digestion of the carbohydrates. It would take longer for them to get into your muscles. You want to just take this right before a workout, like 20, 30 minutes later, do your workout, take it immediately after your workout again, and it just has to go right into your muscles before and after the workout instead of having to be digested, okay? So like I said, definitely, even if you are on a targeted ketogenic diet, do not take any fat with your carbohydrates, okay? I do suggest, if you're doing a targeted ketogenic diet, that you take in protein. And for once, I actually suggest that you take in whey protein, because whey protein is the fastest digesting type of protein there is. Okay, so I suggest you mix dextrose powder as a carbohydrate source with whey protein powder as a protein source. Keep the fat to the absolute minimum and drink that mixed with water before and after your workouts, okay? But like I said, that's only if you're an intensely training athlete, not a hard training athlete, but an intensely training athlete, okay? And that's basically what it is when it comes down to macronutrient combinations, okay? I'm not going to get into mixing, carbs and fat as in making you fat, because like I said, in general, the way I teach people, you shouldn't be taking in carbohydrates anyway, except for, when you're training intensely in a targeted ketogenic diet. But other than that, though, like I said, those are the differences. So, that's why I'm very adamant when somebody goes on the pure protein diet and tries to cut and tries to get lean, or their calories are low. That's why I'm very adamant about them eating 6 meals a day, every 3 hours, okay? Whereas if somebody's going on like a lean bulking diet where they're taking in 60% fat, 70% fat for their calories in every meal, then I would be less adamant about them taking in very frequent feedings, because like I said, just the sheer amount of fat you're going to have is going to slow the digestion, which is going to keep you in a positive nitrogen balance, and it's going to keep your hunger down now, and your energy levels up. If you guys are interested in learning about any of these diets, the low carb cutting diet, the low carb bulking diet, the anaerobics diet, which is my targeted ketogenic diet where you're taking carbs before and after your workouts, then I suggest you go ahead and check out either low carb cutting and bulking, which includes, cutting and bulking diets, okay, including the pure protein diet, including my low carb bulking diets. Or if you are an intensely training athlete, I think that the absolute best diet for you would be the anaerobics diet 3.0. It's the targeted ketogenic diet that includes keto most of the time, okay, but like I said, it has you targeting your workouts with some fast absorbing carbohydrates. If you're watching this on Instagram, just click on a link, anaerobics diet or low carb cutting and bulking in my profile. And if you're watching this on YouTube, both of those links are going to be right below the video. Other than that, keep the questions coming, guys, and I will see you in the next video.